Americans, do not come to the Balkans unless you're prepared to travel a little differently.
We've been traveling through the Balkans for weeks, and we love it here. There are a few things you need to know before you plan that trip.
Your five-star hotel may not feel like a five-star hotel.
Your waiter may completely ignore you.
Your beach may not have any sand.
You may need cash when you least expect it.
And if cigarette smoke drives you crazy,
oh, honey.
Oh, honey.
So before you book that Balkan vacation, here are some things that Americans need to be prepared for. The beaches, though beautiful, are almost all rocky. There are sandy beaches. We haven't come across too many white sand beaches.
No, and the rocks are kind of smooth, rounded pebbles, so they're
Right.
not, they're not awful, but I recommend border shoes.
And if you're going to be here for a while, we've seen a lot of people getting these thin mats that roll up.
Yeah, to lay on, it just makes it more comfortable. We've been fine just putting our sort of blanket on the ground. We can make it work, but
I'm kind of getting to like the rocky beaches now,
yeah,
though,
the heat
because
from the stones, it feels,
and no more sand all over the house.
yeah, we've kind of gotten used to that.
Another thing with Croatia and Montenegro, sometimes there aren't either the rocky beach or the sandy beach. It's just cement, and there's a few stairs here and there, probably for people to get in and off on boats, and that's where you go in and out.
Just sort of access from there, and we need steps, not necessarily to get in. We can certainly jump in, but getting out is going to be a little hard for us. So, but they're kind of everywhere.
Yeah.
And it appears that there aren't really too much in the way of rules.
No.
You know, like what time can you swim? There are no lifeguards. You can swim it in the daytime. I don't think.
Here is our suggestion for the beach.
Yeah.
If you want to swim in that area, that's great. If you don't, that's okay too.
Yeah, I mean, that's sort of like where the beach area is enclosed, that's really just saying that no ships or boats are going to come in there. Once people just go beyond that and swim across the bay, it's kind of great.
Right.
Hotels, they have like a lilac room. Lavender, lilac, I'm not sure, but it's definitely something.
It's not Barney purple.
It's on that color palette. There aren't any Hiltons or Sheratons or any of the hotels that you're used to, any IHG hotels in most of the cities here, and the hotels don't feel 5-star the way you would imagine that they would. We haven't stayed in a 5-star hotel here,
No,
to be fair, but
there are very few, and they're only in the big cities.
yeah, like Dubrovnik probably has a couple.
It does, and they're also very expensive.
Yeah.
My personal beef is there aren't too many top sheets. There's sort of like a sheet that doesn't, there's your fitted sheet, then there's a sheet that doesn't go over the sides of the bed that just sort of lays on top.
It's almost like a duvet cover without
Right.
a duvet. Some of them have been that. It's and no blankets, but that's been unnecessary because it's so warm,
Right.
pretty much.
So like I said, that's just my issue. Give me those hospital corners.
She does like a hospital corner. The other thing, coming from a restaurant background, is the difference here is pretty noticeable. Service
And
is
I
completely
say that
different.
lovingly.
Yeah, I mean, service is completely different. The waiters are not gushing all over you. They don't care about your first couple of bites. Is everything okay? I mean, that's...
No, they don't come up to you right away sometimes. You might have to motion for them.
We recommend having your drink order ready to go, because when they come over, to drop a menu, it might be a minute or two before they come back. If we usually get, a liter of house white or house red and have that ready so that when they do come back, they come back with a drink, and it's easier to wait whilst you have a drink,
We've also had issues in smaller places that you might not get a menu right away because all the menus are out.
Yeah, especially the smaller family-run places, they maybe have 10 menus, so if there are 10 people, you're just going to wait until they have a menu and ask for your order before you have a menu, assuming you know what's on the menu. And other times there's 2 things.
Right.
There's 2 things on the menu. It's like, my mom's the cook and she's making sea bream tonight and chicken breast. So
Get both.
yeah, we usually
Places
order both.
like that, you're 90% guaranteed they're both going to be delicious.
Yeah, they're both going to be good.
And this is also a restaurant that probably has 10 tables
Yeah, for sure. And
on the seaside.
we always split things so that we can try everything.
Right. Yeah, definitely share things, because especially we've noticed in Croatia, Montenegro,
The portion size.
huge.
Yeah.
And even like Cyprus too.
Yeah, portion size is big. Like if you order a meat plate, you're amazed at how much meat is on that plate. Those of you that don't like sharing, and you know who you are, there's definitely a reason to share here.
When they do bring your menu and you've looked at it, close it and put it down. We've never had a waiter come back until we've closed the menu. And at one point we said something just because we got to know this waiter, and he says, well, if the menu's open, I think you're still looking.
Yeah, and they'll never bring the check. They'll never, you always, I mean, even in Italy, you can sit as long as you want. Like being in the restaurant business, we would want to turn tables, quite often if we could. And here it just feels different. If you're there, if you're sitting at a table, it's yours for the night.
Right.
When we were in Dubrovnik and we went to the restaurant that was at the top of the...
the lookout.
Yeah, the lookout over the old city. When we sat down, she told us that she needed that table in 45 minutes. Managed to fit us in, and we didn't have a reservation. So
also remember, you're not going to get ice in your drinks. You also are not going to get free refills. But we have to say, like we said, we owned restaurants, we worked in restaurants and bars. It's kind of refreshing to be able to sit and enjoy yourself.
Yeah, with no pressure. And
right.
The coffee that you get is not, a pot of coffee. It's an espresso drink. We get Americanos, and so there are no refills. You get your Americano and you enjoy it, and if you want a second one, you get a second one.
We love spicy food, not super spicy. So if you're a spicy person, you might want to bring a little Cholula or Tabasco or
a little bottle of your favorite hot sauce.
Right.
Just we wished we'd had that several times. The chicken soup, and both of us were like, a couple of dashes of Tabasco in this would really make the difference.
Kind of an addiction, cream soup with hot sauce for me.
So smoking has been banned in the United States now for... It
almost 20.
It isn't banned here. There's very few places that we've noticed where people don't smoke. Public transportation.
Churches.
I've never seen anybody smoke in a church.
Grocery store.
Yeah.
That's about it.
There are ashtrays on every single table in bars and restaurants, cafes, and people smoke.
They don't have non-smoking sections.
There are no non-smoking sections, and you will not be successful coughing, waving your hand, sort of doing this, trying to make somebody feel uncomfortable. It's not going to work.
No, we actually went to a restaurant, and fortunately there were some other open tables because the guy was sitting at the table smoking a cigar.
A big fat stogie.
And we were just like, could we please have another table?
Yeah, I mean, we're okay with people smoking around us. We've really gotten used to it again.
Mm-hmm.
But the cigar was unbearable. We couldn't do it.
Right.
So for Americans, that's hard because we've gotten very used to not being around it. And for those people that still smoke, you're going to love it. You're going to absolutely love it.
Oh my gosh, I think it's encouraged.
It is encouraged. And there's,
tobacconists in almost every corner.
We remember our days of smoking almost fondly. And there's been a couple of times when I'm like, the young kids are smoking, and, it was such a fun time. So, yeah.
People at the table next to you finish a really good meal and light up a cigarette. It's like,
yeah, well, what I wouldn't give to be able to do that. But, we know it's bad.
Kids, we're not promoting smoking.
We are not. We know it's bad for you. It's been proven beyond any kind of, measure of a doubt. But yeah,
it's here.
It's here. It's everywhere here. People here as well, just generally Balkan people, are what appears to us to be less friendly. Somebody told us very, very early on that this was an Albanian smile.
Yes.
So, and we also had read somewhere, you had said this, that when you smile, like people are like, what have you done?
What are you up to?
Yeah, there's something crazy that why you keep smiling.
But once you do get to know people, they are incredibly friendly and warm,
and they love it when we've learned to say please and thank you in pretty much every country, and people are very appreciative of that.
We've also attempted to use different phrases, and they're very appreciative, and they're also very kind and helping us to say it correctly. Also, a little note, Montenegrin is not on Google Translate.
Apparently it's very similar to Croatian.
There are similar words, but
Bosnia and Herzgovina, but it's not the same. So
right.
Cafes here, it's not just coffee. Even early in the morning, if you go to a cafe and you want to have an Americano and a beer or a glass of wine, or one of those little bottles of, the local liquor, the rakia. You can do all of that. It's interesting. You don't see
Just cappuccino, espresso,
Yeah.
and lattes.
but you don't see bad behavior either, bad drinking behavior. I mean, we really haven't seen any.
No, really.
Yeah. It seems like, the only bad behavior we saw was in Split, and it was tourists.
Yes, you're right. Cash is king. And actually, Bosnia Herzgovina is where we were was almost exclusively cash.
Yeah, what was the town we were in? Mostar, yeah, that was pretty much everywhere was cash.
And when you're going to ATMs, there's ones called Euronet, and I forget what the other one is. Always make sure there is an actual bank logo on the machine.
And it says Optobank or,
Right.
some other bank.
Because those Euronet and the others can charge 17 to 24%.
We heard in the old quarter in Split that the ATM owners made more
right.
than all of the business owners, like all of the restaurant owners in the city for a whole summer. The most profit that was made was through the ATM owners, which is insane. It
Correct.
really is insane. So the other advice on the cash is to never take the conversion rate. It will offer you a conversion rate or, no, and no is the answer. Then it tells you, so you want to move forward with an unknown rate, and yes is the answer to that. It's worded in a way that makes you want to then maybe think you should go for the conversion rate. It absolutely don't.
You don't win that way.
No.
And I mean, for the most part, we've seen 3 to 5 euros per transaction. We've heard that some are as much as 10 euros. So if you're going to the ATM, don't go back to those college days of taking $20 out.
Yeah.
But take
Yeah.
out a substantial amount. I think we found that 300 euros is the limit.
That's, we tried
A
to
daily
hit,
limit.
We tried to hit 4 and it wouldn't let us. And
Accommodations here, some of them you have to pay in cash.
Yeah.
So luggage, these places are beautiful. They are old. They have tiny cobblestone streets. You can see the streets here where we are in Montenegro. They have stone and crisscross pattern. You will never be able to carry or roll your rolly suitcase up them.
wheelies are very difficult. We have a wheelie and
A small one, a carry-on one.
Yeah, and I was carrying it most of the way up a mountain.
Not that I'm complaining both ways.
Complaining at all.
And also these streets are so tiny that a lot of cars can't even go down them.
Yeah, a lot of
So-
them are pedestrian only. They don't allow
Right.
any motorized vehicles.
And I'm not sure why, but that always happens to be on the hilliest ones.
Yeah, well, I think it's, they just allow, you see people going up and down just on small scooters, motorcycles, adapted lawnmowers. Just very
Those were my favorite. Yeah, whatever it takes. The next thing we want to talk about is tours and reservations. Now for the big ticket items, the Vatican, the Colosseum, Sagrada Familia. We paid $200 per person for Vatican guided tour.
How was it?
And what else? Had we booked it 3 months out from the Vatican, and you have to make sure that when you're looking that up, because of course all the sponsored sites come up first, it would have cost us $20, 20 euros per person.
Breaks my heart.
I know.
Breaks my heart.
Which
We've
I-
made these mistakes so that you don't have to.
Yes.
I mean, if you're booking these things, try and get in ahead of the game.
Right, Sagrada Familia. You can't even buy the ticket there. There's a little QR code. And so I started looking, and 2.5 months out, I got the last 2 tickets on a day that we were there.
Yeah.
And again, that was $25 per person. I think I saw on Get Your Guide and Agoda, and those was $85 to $100 for the exact same thing.
Yeah.
Same with the boat tours. If you book direct, like when you're in town and you want to go on a boat tour, walk down to the waterfront and they'll be all there. In museums, you can go up to the door. Like I said, if it's something big, definitely do it in advance. But you want to give money to the community. You don't want to give money to the big third party,
Yeah.
who's booking it.
Get Your Guide, TripAdvisor, all of those.
Right.
They're necessary and they're helpful sometimes, but if there's a way around them, you should definitely take it.
Right.
We were in Zaton. We booked a boat tour through a guy that had waited on us the night before, Stefan.
Shout out.
Love Stefan. come over and just said that, you know, the boat tour, this was the boat. He pointed to the boat. It leaves from here. If you book it direct, you know, it's going to cost you, is it 60 per person? This included lunch. It included wine with lunch and wine throughout the day.
Sodas, waters.
3 stops. And it left from where we were, which was literally right outside our front door. So we got to get, you know, choose our seats before anybody else got on. By the time it got to Dubrovnik, it completely filled up, and it was very full. It was great. It was absolutely great. We then, on our way back to Zlatan, from having dropped everybody off, we chatted with the captain and the staff, and we're leaving the following day from Dubrovnik. Become friendly with these people, and we're like, is there any chance that we could hitch a ride into Dubrovnik in the morning? And the captain, literally his response was, why not? You know, I mean, it was very, of course. And we tipped them, but we realized that we could have done that every day.
Absolutely.
You know, it would have cost us about $30, I think, to get a cab each day, which we didn't do. We did take the bus one day, which was $2 or €2.40. So there's all kinds of things that you can do, and that was one we wish that we'd gotten that hack beforehand. So if you're thinking of coming here, we would recommend Zlatan over Dubrovnik as a place to stay. And we'll let you know where we stayed. It was great. It was perfect.
Right. We've stayed in Split. We've stayed in the big cities, but sometimes it's nice to be just outside.
Yeah.
Especially if you're budget travelers and you want more of the culture and not the tourists.
Yeah.
It's August and it's busy here, but it's still very pleasant.
Yeah, I mean, we were swimming with the locals every night. There was like,
right?
like 4 women that are our age, if not a little bit older, who would get into the water every night from the same spot, and we just started to hang out with them and join them. And yeah, we weren't friends, but we certainly were saying hello. And there was also, they have a lift for people with mobility issues. So they have a lift that, you know, there was a woman that showed up with her husband and would wheel him down. He was also blind, and would help him into this lift, and he swam every night.
We saw those lifts in a few places in Croatia. That was amazing.
Yeah, we thought that was really great.
Another thing that's important is keep change on you all the time. 1 and 2 euro coins. Some 50-cent coins are okay too, because public restrooms charge €1. Your buses are anywhere from 1 to, I think it's going to be 4 from Kotor back to where we are staying.
That is cash only.
Yeah.
The ones that we took from Zlatan to Dubrovnik, we used our phone to pay.
But here it's only cash.
And you paid more doing that also. There's a bus ticket that you can buy, because you can buy a ticket that will give you a discount on the buses.
That's for Croatia. So definitely drop us a message and I'll give you those links for that app. And don't use the restroom at Kotor in the bus station. And that whole
€6.
Yes.
Insane, right?
And that whole process can be crazy, because it took us 2 hours to get over the border. We got up to the border, no problem. Everyone gets off the bus, shows their passport, does the facial recognition, gets back on the bus, walks to the next part of the border, gets off the bus, does the same thing again. There's no bathrooms, there's no water, there's no food. We were lucky that it was 2 hours. We saw that some people spent anywhere from 10 to 12 hours getting across that border.
And that was 2 hours for one bus.
Right.
Be prepared for that. Maybe book a driver. We didn't, and we spent €30 each for the bus ride.
Somebody quoted us $350.
Yeah.
So we were like, absolutely
not going to do that. They also wanted $60 for a taxi from when we came into Kotor to get to where we are in Baysan. And that again was insane. We took a bus, and that cost us €1 each.
Right.
So.
And it comes at the same time every hour.
Actually, I mean, we didn't wait more than 10 minutes, but.
Yeah, no.
I mean, we were there a little early, because sometimes apparently it comes early too, not just late.
Right. Another thing, when you're getting ready to plan your trip, some things that we think are really important: get an international driver's license.
Yeah.
It costs $20 at AAA. They'll even take your picture there, I think, for an extra $5 or something. But a lot of places will ask you for it when renting a car or a scooter.
Yeah. You do need to bring your regular driver's license also. They will
Right.
want to see that. Carry your passport as well when you're booking, when picking up rent-a-cars, checking into hotels, they all want to see your passports.
If you do go to a money exchanger, which we don't recommend, you're going to need your passport for that also.
I forgot about that.
That was one time when we were kind of stuck.
Yeah.
Get an eSIM before you leave. Some people buy them in the country, which in Thailand, that's great. Aerolo has been good for us.
Yeah, the one for Europe was, I think, valid for 6 months, a little over $100, and so far I'm well under. I'm not using as many of my mega terabytes, whatever they are.
Don't forget, get a VPN. And with a VPN, if you have your YouTube and your Netflix and your Amazon subscription, your passwords and usernames, you can watch those on your phone, your laptop, your iPads, cast it onto a TV. So that's always good. Not that we sit around and watch TV, but some days.
On occasion, we have actually, it's like, I just want to watch TV tonight, and we've done that. We watched The Bear.
A little stressful. Didn't feel retired anymore. Lastly, if it's summer, we are here in August, June to October. There's going to be a lot of people, and it's going to be hot. So get the prop that we got and has been really helpful as a fan.
Absolutely. I mean, it's been a godsend. It seems silly. It's been something that we've absolutely needed.
Also, a small packable umbrella. It sounds silly. It's amazing how much cooler you will feel walking down those super sunny streets or through ruins with an umbrella above you.
A couple of other little tips. These little things, that fold out to be shopping bags. Incredibly useful. We go to the grocery store a lot just because, we are budget travelers and we're trying. So something like this is
I need breakfast
very
in my
useful,
belly also.
So we always start out with, fruit and a yogurt, each day. So that's really handy. The other thing, this packs up really small as well. And this is a backpack. So
that's great for going to the beach.
When you're going to the beach, you're traveling with a backpack. It's big, it's bulky, it's got some stuff in there. Something like that, you put your beach cover up, your blanket, your sunscreen, your Kindle, any of the things that you need, a hat.
Try to buy the sunscreen before you get to the beach town. It could be a $20 to €30 difference.
Yeah, absolutely.
And bring water bottles. Don't you love our new ones? Because we both literally lost them last week.
Yes.
I think I lost mine a week and a half ago, and then I bought this, and Sandra lost hers within 10 minutes.
Minutes after you bought yours, mine was gone.
But a lot of the big cities have fountains that you can just go and fill your water that has potable water.
In Dubrovnik, in the old town, there's just fountains everywhere, which is great because you can fill these up. Bring ones that are insulated so that things stay cold. It's so nice to have cold water when you're walking around. If you lose it, try not to lose it in a big tourist town because you pay big tourist prices for your water bottles.
We're still ahead of the game. I think we lost 6 water bottles last time.
Including Southeast Asia.
Right, and we've only lost 1 each so far.
Yes, and since we've been in Europe, 1 each.
Coming to the Balkans, be prepared. If you're expecting comforts that you have at home, don't come.
Yeah, things work a little differently here.
They do.
We've fallen in love with it.
Right. If you want to see incredible scenery, there's a reason that they filmed Game of Thrones here.
Yeah.
And I think even parts of Star Wars.
And we learned that the other day. When we were actually, I was going through this area that was completely rocky, and it was like, totally looks like the moon, right? I mean,
right.
It absolutely did. It was incredible. So the food is incredible. The local drinks are incredible.
The people are very friendly once you get to know them and really helpful. Don't count the Balkans out. You might fall in love with them.
Yeah.
We have.
Make your expectations different.